Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, and we're going to be taking us through the last part of 2024. Yes, it's hard to believe that 2024 is coming to an end, but the real weather, the real interesting part about the next 7 days will be the beginning of 2025. Looks like there's going to be a major winter storm developing across most of the country, at least affecting most of the country, and we'll be talking more about that in just a second. But first, let's talk about your Monday. Overall, temperature-wise, not too bad. Yellows reflect normal temperatures right here in the Ohio Valley. Average high right around 40, average low in the mid-20s. And we're going to be either at normal or slightly above normal for our Monday in this area. And you can see most of the country pretty close to that, a little bit warmer to the south and certainly colder to the north. But notice the very cold air locked up in Canada. That's what we're going to keep an eye on over the next several days and where all that goes. Here on your Tuesday, storm system pushes its way through. Keep in mind temperatures are going to be about normal or slightly above normal, so any precipitation falling throughout the Midwest on our Tuesday will fall in a liquid form, with the exception of the Great Lakes. Looks like you could be seeing some rain up for you there. Now for New Year's Day, dries out a bit, but temperatures start plummeting. We're seeing that, look at that purple up now right around the northern tier of states, and that's going to be working its way southward. Now I'm going to jump right to Sunday, because notice where this blue area is here on New Year's Day. Watch what happens by Sunday. It really expands across most of the country. We're just going to open up the spigot to some Arctic air. So the bottom line here is why I'm showing you this is because for us, or anyone for that matter, to get really heavy snow with a storm system moving in, you have to be cold first. So this is by next Sunday. The cold air is certainly in place. There's the storm system that we're going to be keeping an eye on for next Sunday. Now, as far as precipitation is concerned, here on Monday, quiet, but here comes this system working its way in. Remember, temperatures are going to be about normal or slightly above normal, so by New Year's Eve, most of this will be in the liquid form. It's going to get breezy, but this system is going to start the sequence of bringing in that very cold air out of central Canada. You can see the white lines pushing its way down into our area. By New Year's Day, that pushes its way up into the northeast. Lake effect snows will be in earnest active over the next week. In fact, those of you right around who are susceptible to lake effect snows, you're going to see feet of snow by the first or second week of January. All right, another couple things. You see that little blue spot right there? That's a little bit of energy that's working its way south, but there's another larger area of energy in the Pacific Northwest, and that's the one we're going to keep an eye on. Okay, now this is for New Year's Day itself. Notice where that little blue is and the heavy energy out in the Rockies. Now that pushes its way through by Friday morning. So bottom line, in this area of the country, we could be looking at some light snow, maybe an inch or two come Friday morning, late Thursday night, or into Friday morning. But for the most part, fairly quiet with the exception of that energy. Here we go. This is on our Saturday. Notice what happens. We're starting to get all that moisture, all that energy now working its way into this area of the country. Remember, the cold air is already in place, so anything that's going to fall is going to fall in the form of snow. This is on Sunday. The system itself is now developing, and it's out down in the central plains. It's going to be moving more in this direction, but there's going to be a lot of moisture pushing its way in, and most of this is going to fall in the form of snow. We're still a week out, so there's still a lot could happen between now and then. So I'm going to change course here a little bit. I'm going to show you the model run from last night. Now, I'm also going to show you the model run from this morning, show you where the difference is. And keep in mind, this is going to change over the next couple of days. What I am convinced of, there will be a major winter storm across this area of the country, affecting even up in the northeast. Later on, in the first full week of January, we could be looking at snow down in this area. In fact, even northern Florida could be looking at some snow, but that's still a long ways away as well. All right, this model run verifies Sunday night. Let me give you a couple of perspectives on what we're looking at, because this is really kind of messy. Okay, there's Chicago, Illinois right there. There's Cincinnati. There's St. Louis. You see it right there? This is Tennessee and then the Gulf Coast. This area here could be severe to potentially damaging thunderstorms. The blue represents snow, the red represents ice. So this model run, which was 12 hours ago now, indicates that the system is in southern Illinois, western Kentucky, and it's going to push its way in this direction. So Sunday, lots of snow across Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, across the Great Lakes. Very windy. And notice these blue lines dipping down. That's that Arctic air filtering in behind it. After this system moves through, we could be looking at high temperatures in single digits, possibly lows below zero for the first full week of January. Something also we have to keep an eye on. Now, keep in mind, this run was 12 hours ago. Now, let's jump ahead to 6 hours ago. Notice what happens. Notice what a low is now. It's down in it's the same time frame. This is for Sunday night. This low is now in Arkansas. So let's go back one frame. Remember, 12 hours ago, where was the low? It was in Kentucky. Now the model run, current model run, puts it down into Arkansas. What's our takeaway? First, though, there's Chicago. There's Cincinnati there, there's St. Louis, and this is down in Arkansas. Here's Tennessee, the Gulf Coast is down in this area. So what's our takeaway? The system is now starting to slow up a little bit. At least that's what the model runs are starting to show. And it's pushing a little bit further towards the west. Either case, looks like Sunday in this area can be a very messy day with snow, possibly a lot of ice. The key is the track of the system. Once again, we're still a week out, so things are going to be changing, and I will certainly keep you updated on the development and the track, and that's the key, the track of the system. Because if this holds true, the track now is pushing itself a little bit further west, heading up more in that direction. Anything on that side of the track will be heavy, heavy snow, blizzard-like conditions. Anything on this side will start off with snow and then end up in ice, and then end up in rain for Sunday night and on into Monday morning. So once again, this is a very fluid system. It is going to change, and I will be updating you as much as I can over the next couple of days, kind of give you an idea. So again, the takeaway is that I do think there's going to be a major winter storm in the Midwest. The question is, who is going to get it? The time frame right now looks like maybe sometime next Sunday and on into Monday. After that, it will be bitter, bitter cold. So over the next couple of days, hope you guys have a great New Year's, and I'll be back with more updates. I'm George, the Weather Dad.